that's what makes our cruise line so special. It's that wonderful variety of people that are working on it, and the wonderful variety of people that come to it, and that's what makes America special.
Real 92.3, LA's new home for hip hop, Big Boys Neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood, yes, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Richard Branson is in the neighborhood. Sir Richard Branson, welcome to the neighborhood, sir. How are you feeling?
I couldn't be feeling better at this unearthly hour of the morning.
Right, yeah. Let me tell you, when they told us that the time that you wanted to come in, I literally been asleep for an hour.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we had a full weekend BET experience, been here and the award show. So I literally went to sleep after 3 o'clock, probably around 3:30, and I got up around 4 something, just so I can come in and say hello to you.
I apologize.
Oh, not at all. We're gonna sail together. Now talk to me. Sir Richard Branson, Brilliant Lady. Exactly what is Brilliant Lady?
Well, as the name suggests, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yes, it is. But it's not a lady. But it is a lady.
It's not a lady. I've never been on a cruise line, or I had never been on a cruise line. And about 10 years ago, I was with a bunch of friends, and none of us had been on cruise lines. And we said, why do we never want to go on a cruise ship? And so we got a bit of paper out, and we wrote all the reasons why we wouldn't want to go on a cruise ship. And then we thought, let's have another bit of paper and let's see all the reasons why we could maybe make a cruise line that we wanted to go on. And on that list, we had things like, let's make it adults only. Let's make it really fun. Let's make the music good. Let's make the dancing good. Let's have 80 different nationalities of staff working for it, so it can really be vibey and fun. And we created Virgin Voyages. And we've been sailing to the Mediterranean, to the Caribbean, and now we've come with Brilliant Lady to go through the Panama Canal and come up the West Coast to Alaska and San Francisco and Los Angeles, and we're very excited. I mean, Virgin Voyages has won every award there is for best cruise line in the world. Rolling Stones today voted it best cruise line for music lovers, which was very, very, very nice. But the team have got it bang on right. And it's
you've
Virgin.
Always been groundbreaking and innovative, and you've given through anything Virgin. You've given such an experience. And like I was telling you off air, that one of my first international flights was Virgin Airlines. And I had flown first class or, flown before, but I never experienced. And I don't know if you guys wrote a list back then too, because everything there was first class. And not just first class, I'm talking about the entire airline, the experience. So I can just imagine what this may look like when it comes to the voyages.
So just as a matter of amusement, 41 years ago, I was trying to fly to the Virgin Islands, and I was on an American Airlines plane, and the pilot came on and said, "We're very sorry, but the powers that be have said we don't have enough passengers. You're going to have to come back the next morning." And so I got off the plane, and I told all the passengers to wait, went to the back of the airport, hired a plane, borrowed a blackboard, as a joke, wrote Virgin Airlines one way to the Virgin Islands, $39. Went around all the people who got bumped, filled up the plane, and the next day rang Boeing and said, "Do you have any secondhand 747s for sale?" And the guy said, "What did you say your company was called?" I said, "It's called Virgin." And he said, "Well, I'll sell you a secondhand 747 as long as you change the name, because nobody will fly on an airline called Virgin because they'll assume it won't go the whole way."
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, Virgin was born out of that frustration.
And that's the way Virgin. So everything from that became Virgin.
Exactly.
Virgin Airlines, Virgin Records, Virgin Voyages.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got on Virgin Airlines, I thought I was like, man, I'm gonna be the only one on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, where all the Virgins at? You know? I booked my ticket. I was like, hey, let's party. You know what I'm saying? But just when I say class, and now with Brilliant Ladies, does it originate from LA, or is it a tour that kind of picks up and goes through LA, Los Angeles?
For the people people who live in LA, they can originate from LA and then join it from there and then go up to, they can either go north or they can go south, and a lot. I mean, we have a lot of people from LA that fly to Miami and go on our Caribbean cruises, or even fly to Europe, hopefully on Virgin.
Yes,
and go on our Mediterranean cruises. So we're now offering, I think, about 130 different different port of calls, and we have a beautiful island in the Bahamas, which we in Bimini, which we take people to. And Virgin Voyages is really singing now. It's been great.
Man, the way that you explained how Virgin Airlines kicked off, I've been disappointed on flights before, many a times, and I've never went to the back and said, "Hey, man, I'm going to charter a plane, and whoever got bumped off this plane, I'm taking you with me." Now there's a difference probably between our money as well.
Well, I was 28 and I was not sure that my credit card wouldn't bounce.
Right. And 28 makes me even more depressed because that's like a thing where you're showing us that none of us are doing it well in here. When it comes to Brilliant Lady, I've done some of my best eating on vacation on a cruise. What's as far as what else is offered on Brilliant Lady?
Brilliant Lady. First of all, we don't have buffets, so we have 28 of the best restaurants in the world with on Brilliant Lady, from everything from African food to to Greek food to Chinese food and anyway, just fantastic eateries, new Spanish cuisine, Mexican cuisine. And so I mean, what we tried to do with our ships is pretend that Abramovich has bought a private yacht, and instead of him rattling around on his own on that yacht, we've made it for for a lot of people who want to come and cruise at a reasonable price. So we've got the best dancing areas. We've got running tracks. We've got pickleball.
You're really into health as well, huh?
I'm into health.
Did you know I used to weigh over 500 pounds?
Well done, you.
Yeah.
I mean, very well done, you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have let me on the ship years ago.
we would have charged you for 3.
Like, what is this dude going to do on the ship? I remember Sir Richard Branson years ago. I did a TV show with Sinbad called Vibe. Mm-hmm. And you came on as a guest for Vibe. And you were talking about Virgin Airlines then. And this is 20, maybe 20 years ago, easy, 25 years. And you gave everyone in the audience a trip on Virgin Airlines. Mm-hmm. That was the one day I wanted to quit and become an audience member. Because nothing went to the staff.
Your audience is too big.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, can you imagine? Oh, gosh. We're giving away millions of trips. And don't even think about the syndicator audience.
So tell me how you lost 500
Let me tell you. Will Smith, are you familiar with Will Smith?
Of course.
So Will Smith is a buddy of mine, a friend of mine, and Will would do the show many a times, right? And he asked me one day just about my health. Yeah. And we did a weight loss challenge. Yeah. And with that weight loss challenge, for every pound I lost, he donated $1,000 to a charity. Yeah. And so I ended up losing 111 pounds, right? And it was, but Sir Richard Branson, it was more of the radio thing because I could have Will Smith. I turned it into like a promo. Yeah. And so I ended up putting the weight back on.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I started to feel a certain way, and I did gastric bypass surgery 23 years ago.
Brilliant.
But what I've learned since then, it took me 10 years to learn nutrition, just to know what fuel was and putting certain things in my body. And now, I mean, I'm like I'm blood work. I know what albumin is. I know everything now because my health is my wealth. And I was so comfortable being 500 pounds. It was big boy. I had billboards. I was excited about this guy, but I felt like I was going to be dead in a year if I didn't take care of myself.
Well, it's an absolute lifesaver.
Yes.
And the new injections that people are taking are fantastic. I mean, the amount of friends I know who've got themselves together, it's so good.
Yeah, man. So Brilliant Lady kicks off out of LA in April of 2026?
In April.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm talking about LA. We need kindness in this world.
Oh my God.
And talking about I'm afraid of even more than LA. We need kindness. And if you take Brilliant Lady, you'll find we'll have 101. No, sorry, where are we? We'll have 71 different nationalities of people working on it, and that's what makes our cruise line so special. It's that wonderful variety of people that are working on it, and the wonderful variety of people that come to it, and that's what makes America special. It's it's that wonderful variety of people that are living in America from all over the world, and it's just so sad. I had a friend who had a restaurant in San Diego, and suddenly ice come pouring in, and smoke bombs are set off, and I don't know, some kind of grenade things, and everybody's handcuffed, and it makes you want to cry when this is going on in the country, in the land of the free. It's just too sad.
Yeah, we've been dealing with a whole lot here. Just in Los Angeles, and trying to be a voice. We getting out on the streets, and our listeners, rightfully so, Sir Richard Branson, they're concerned, they're worried, and not just our listeners, people that's in this room. You don't know what's happening, not tomorrow. You don't know what's happening today. And I don't see anything in sight as getting better before things get a little worse. And I can't believe that in America we are here today where people are literally scared of going outside.
What does America come to? It's ghastly. We need. I was lucky enough to know Archbishop Tutu well. My son is just finishing making a feature film about Archbishop Tutu, and the way he united his country. The white population did not treat black people well in South Africa, and instead of, when Mandela took power and Archbishop Tutu really helped him take power, instead of treating them in the same way that they had been treated, he embraced everybody and created the Truth and Reconciliation Courts, where people could come and say, I did something bad, and he would tell them, he would forgive them, and the relatives would forgive them, and there would be hugging, and somehow the nation came together, and one really needs that in America more than anything at the moment.
Yeah, we have made a hell of a withdrawal with so many great deposits that we've had here, But
Agreed.
Sir Richard Branson, I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I was going to leave with you, but I got work to do. I didn't know if you was gonna. I don't know if you was gonna jump on one of these mini ships and get out of here, And also, it was to my understanding that we also, and we'll do this at a later date, but we have a trip that we're going to give away as well for Brilliant Lady.
Wonderful. Well,
right? And if by some reason, if you're on this cruise with the winners, and you see me on there, and you say, "Hey, did you really give that away?" but Sir Richard Branson, thank you so much for coming into the neighborhood, man. And I cannot wait. I will make sure that I'll get on some kind of Virgin Voyage. And thank you for sharing your time, and thank you for sharing your wisdom, and thank you for sharing you. Sir Richard Branson in the neighborhood, Big Boys Neighborhood.